Okay, this is the disassemble and reassemble of the Glock P.26C off Just BB Guns, as you can see right there. Did a review and a shooting test of this earlier. This disassemble and reassemble is for people who jam their handguns, and when they've taken them apart, they can't remember how to put them back together. So it's just a rough idea of how to put it back together, of like the trigger and that, which I had problems with before. Okay, take it apart. First of all, you need to undo this screw in here. You can see it. You can't see it, but it's just in there. Just need to unscrew that. Oops, you don't want to do that. Yeah, just quickly unscrew this. Alright, so once you have that unscrewed, you'll come apart that. You might need to give it some force. You just take it, pull it up, and pull it out. When you do that, this bit comes off. Don't really need that. If you want to take this metal bit out here, there is a screw just in there, so the whole part just comes off. Moving over to the gun. I said there was only 3 plastic bits, but I was kind of wrong. It was like about 5. There's the spring, and then there's this plastic like barrel cover or something. Then there's that's metal. Then there's the plastic casing and metal spring again. Alright, what you want to do next is just take out all these screws here, including this one, just here. I'm going to do that and turn the video back on. Alright, just before I do that, I just have to show you something. If you just want to change the spring once you took the top off, that's actually quite easy to do. All you have to do is just pull it back. This bit comes off. This sort of puts the BB in the chamber and loads it, and then there's your spring. So if you want to upgrade or something, just all you have to do is just take one screw out, take the top off. Right, you can see it straight through now. Right, I'm gonna go back to taking this apart. Okay, so that's all 4 screws out now. Just move the screws aside. Now it's come to taking it apart. You want to do this quite gently, because you don't want to do what I did. I just pulled it off, and on the mag release there was a little spring, and as I pulled it off, the spring from and haven't been able to find it since. Okay, so now you took the spring off, the front cover off, and you've really taken the spring and this out. This is what the internals look like. Chamber, barrel, trigger, and this bit here, spring. I actually upgraded that spring because the trigger was a bit loose, and now it's a lot stiffer. I'm not going to pull it because the spring will just pop out. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is just show you how to. So once you've taken this out, this black bit here, the spring will still be attached. You can see it here. That's what makes the trigger work. This. Then what's left to take out is just this bit here, and you can get to the barrel and everything. So I'm just going to quickly do that. You might have to push it with something. There you go. And then if you want to change this, it comes apart by 2 screws. One screw here and one screw here. That's why you need to. Next is the trigger. Quite crappy, it shakes quite a lot when it's actually in the gun, even with the upgraded spring. and then there's this bit, don't know what you call that, but it's there. Right, now I'm going to show you how to reassemble it, because I was trying to, this gave me the idea, I was trying to find a video on how to reassemble this when I broke it, and there was absolutely none, so I decided to do my own one. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to line this up, just like that, next to that hole, because this trigger has got two parts on it here. This bit goes in that little hole there, and this bit goes in that hole there. So you want to try put them in at the same time so they fit. There you go, they're in. Then I'd recommend you put this bit in first. For some reason I actually found this bit kind of hard when I didn't know how to do it, even though it's just common sense, because this long black bit here goes in there, so that means this bit at the top has to go in that hole, so it lines up with that. There we go. I'm just going to put this down quickly, because you've got to put this spring, I don't know if you can see that, this little spring, this is my upgraded version, this has to go in there, between this little black bit here and this metal bit here. So I'm just going to pause the video and do that. Okay, once you've done that, it's just putting this back on. You can either put this on with this and the spring, or you can leave the spring in that till after. I'd recommend you do it first, because that's actually quite hard to put on after you put this on. So what you want to do now is this bit here, it's gone out of the way, this bit here, it's got this shape thing, this lines up with this holes, so it just like slides in like that, fits perfect. And then got the spring in the back. This bit in here actually comes out. I don't know what this is, but I think it's the plastic guard or something, and that's what hits the BBs when it fires. So you put the spring in there. This stuff's quite dirty, so after you should wash your hands. Right, now you just attach it onto this, and then apply some pressure back so it lines up with these two metal bars. The two holes lines up with the two metal bars, and then there you go. It's fit on, the trigger on, and everything. System's matched up. Then all it is the mag release. And when you do this, you should, like when you put this front side panel on, you should definitely try and do it sideways so you can see where the spring's lined up, because that spring on the trigger, on the mag release, does take quite a while to actually line up. So I'm going to put this on now. Sometimes you might need to wiggle the trigger around. That's what I mean about the mag release. It takes some time to actually line it up. You should line the gun up. Right, it's just this trigger, this mag release is messing up again. Right, there you go. Mag release in, all guns on. Sometimes when you're doing this, probably most of the time, I don't know if you can see in there, but yeah, you can. There's like this little, so it's something, yeah, that little plastic bit there, right here. You need to push that inwards with a screwdriver, so it actually goes into the hole, because it doesn't really line up all the time. And I'm just quickly push this in. There we go. There you go. It's all lined up, all in, everything's done. Now it's just putting those 4 screws back in. I'll quickly do that. Okay, that's all 4 screws in. Now, once you've done that, it should look like this. Now this part is this plastic barrel cover. this top of the barrel, you can actually cut some of it off because it pokes out the gun by about just under an inch, a couple of centimeters maybe. Right, make sure this fat round bit is at the bottom when you put the spring on, otherwise it won't go in the gun. And then the spring on top. Now over to the barrel. I can't actually see what I'm doing, I'm looking through the camera. Just slides on there. See, like that. So it looks like that. Just comes like that. Like I said, if you want to upgrade, you can just pull this out without actually undoing anything. Just the top. That's all you need to undo to actually upgrade the spring. Pop this out, it just comes straight out. Very easy. Right, now, just putting the top on. Make sure the spring stays on. Just quickly do that. I'll do this and then show you. Right, there you go. It's all sorted. You just put a screw in. Everything's sorted, back to normal. Thanks for watching. Sorry the video took so long. But it's just giving you a rough idea how to fix your handguns, put them back together. If you've got electric, gas, it's roughly the same mechanisms inside. So, apart from they got safety, this one doesn't. Safety, I'll do a video on my handgun with safety a different time. It's not going to be for a couple of weeks. So, thanks for watching. Oh, before I go, one more thing. In my review and unboxing I didn't say what the FPS range was. So it's 270 FPS and 55 meters range. Definitely recommend using .20s. .20s, definitely recommend using them. I use .12s because, well, they get further range than .20s. So it's not bad. This gun's quite good. If you're trying to hit someone that's like really far away, just shoot up in the air, just above them. Just sink straight down. Alright, thanks for watching. See ya.